So how did you learn how to do all of these different types of law?
So, funny enough, with immigration, I was doing that since my very first year of law school. I did a lot of volunteer clinics and pro bono to learn how to practice. I think it's a very hands-on practice, and every case is different, and every case teaches you how to be a better immigration practitioner. And so that was kind of my training in that regards. And even when I was working for the other firm prior to starting my own, I was still volunteering with immigration clinics and being mentored by immigration attorneys that way. And even now, I continue to be mentored.
Hey there, hot messes. Welcome to Success of a Hot Mess, where we celebrate the art of juggling life's chaos and coming out on top. I'm Stacey Isaacs, your host and resident rock star lawyer, dance mom, and survivor. We're going to dive into candid conversations about conquering challenges, embracing our unique selves, and finding success in the beautiful mess of it all.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Success of a Hot Mess podcast, brought to you by workinjuryrights.com, which is a workers' compensation law firm serving all of Florida. This morning, I want to say hello to Loune Djenia Askew. She is the founding attorney at Askew and Associates, which is a multi-practice law firm and title company in Broward County. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, Stacey.
So you have a pretty impressive background, starting with basically getting your undergrad. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about your educational background?
No problem. Thank you so much for saying so. I did graduate from Florida Atlantic University with a international business majors, bachelor's of business administration with a minor in public management. I was able to graduate magna cum laude as well.
Awesome. And then your studies took you to FIU Law School, right?
Exactly.
And I know that you graduated in the top 15% of your class. Very impressive. Tell me what the Murray Greenberg Prize in Local Government Law is and who that's awarded to, because I know you received it.
Yes, thank you so much. So during my time at FIU Law, I did intern at the Broward County Attorney's Office, where it's different than the state attorney's office, where we're not doing criminal law at all. We're
Okay.
basically in-house counsel for Broward County Board of County Commissioners and all of their departments. So primarily civil law, but it is multi-practice because you're in-house. And due to my experience with that agency, I was able to be awarded that award.
Excellent. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I know that you're, in addition to being a practicing attorney, you're also pretty active in the community. Tell us a little about what volunteering for LAGEHO Community Development Network means.
So, Lageo is this community nonprofit that is focused on helping the community as a whole. But originally, when it was founded, it was with the focus of Haitian immigrants in mind, and trying to provide resources to the community, whether it be resume building, job seeking opportunities. And we even branched out into becoming providers for the IRS by providing free taxes to the community.
That's amazing. I love that, giving back. That's fantastic. I think our practices we do have something in common. A large part of my clientele happens to be the Haitian community. And
Wow.
we have usually had at least one person working here who can speak Creole, because
That's
it's just,
amazing.
tremendously helpful. But I have found that my Haitian clientele, they're very loyal. So if they have one work injury and I've represented them, they tell their entire church, and they do come back if they have another accident. So I can appreciate that. And you are also currently serving as the secretary of the Haitian Lawyers Association?
So, currently, I'm actually the vice president, so I do need to update my resume. But
Oh, so you've
I'm
gone up
serving.
the ranks.
Exactly. So I was able to basically get, I guess you could say, promoted to the role of vice president for the 2025 to 2026 fiscal year. So that's what I'm currently doing.
Excellent. So I'm assuming you speak fluent Creole.
Oh, yes. I was actually born in Haiti and migrated here when I was 8 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that explains it. Your family must be very proud. I mean, how you've accomplished so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much. I try, every day to put my best foot forward, especially as an immigrant. I'm not, I'm very aware how fortunate I am to be here and the position that I am.
Right. How would you, how, your firm does still do immigration?
Yes, we still practice immigration, and especially now with this climate, we're very busy in that respect. But we just try to remain as positive as possible and look for any avenues for our clients to help them in the best way that we can.
Yeah, I was literally going to ask you how you feel, the current political landscape, how that's impacted your business, the immigration part of it. So you have more business now.
So we are doing a lot of consultations. People have questions, they're concerned, they're scared. And even personally, I'm thankfully a citizen, but I have family members that are directly impacted by the changes that the current administration have put forth. And it is unfortunate. My clients are impacted, my community is impacted. So with the organizations that I'm a part of, we are trying our best to advocate so that the policies can change and be favorable. But at this time, we're just trying to see what other avenues clients may have. Sometimes they do have a family member or an employer that could petition for them to get a green card. And now is the time because obviously some of the other protections they were under are ending. And so we're just doing the best that we can every day.
So to be more specific, are you referring to those that are seeking asylum? They no longer have that right now?
So some clients do qualify for asylum, but normally you have to apply for asylum within the first year of being here in the country. So if they were, for example, under TPS, the temporary protected status, which some people have been here since 2010, since the earthquake happened in Haiti. And so those clients wouldn't at this time qualify for asylum. And
Got
so
you.
in their case, they're having to look for other avenues.
What else? I mean, I know it says that you used to practice in academic law. What does that mean?
So prior to opening my own firm, I did work as an associate at another firm in Fort Lauderdale. And in their case, one of their major clients was a university. And so we did basically an in-house counsel, but through the firm for that university. And that's how I got experience in academic law. I was even doing administrative law as well as, I guess you could say, um, healthcare law for that firm, and it was a very diverse experience. And I feel like it did help me and my confidence of opening my own firm.
So in your current practice, do you litigate?
So we do some civil litigation matters, but the firm focuses primarily on estate planning and probate, immigration, and real estate closings.
Okay. What is your favorite area of law to practice?
So to me, that's a trick question because when it comes to, for I guess you could say, personal reasons and giving back to the community, it's immigration because it is so personal to me. Myself and my mother were actually asylum seekers when we entered the United States. So it's something that I'm constantly feel called to and in regards to helping clients. However, on just a I guess being an attorney and enjoying work as an attorney, I enjoy the estate planning and probate practice. It's very interesting. It's very fun, especially the estate planning side, because sometimes the probate side is a little bit sad, and if there's family fighting, it could be a little bit of drama there. But for the sake of just being someone who's just loves the law and loves to learn, estate planning and probate is my go-to in that regards.
So, what advice would you give to a young attorney who wants to open up his or her own practice?
So the number one thing is networking. I know law schools, it's a challenge. It's not easy, and not everyone is able to graduate at the top of their class. Not everyone has the opportunity to do the big law firm internships and get law review and do some of the things that will help you be a shoo-in at some of these larger firms postgraduate. So if that's not the route you're able to take, network, because who you know does matter in this field, and that can open doors for you. And so I think that's one of the things that I truly relied on, and as well as getting internships and practical experience while still in law school, because ultimately law school does teaches us the theory and prepares us to pass the bar exam, but it's not necessarily helping us to practice day in and day out. And so getting those practical experiences to learn how to write a brief and write legal memorandums and even knowing how to file in court, those are practical experiences that will make a big difference for you once you are, the owner of your own firm.
That's pretty good advice. I know, I did in terms of networking, BNI at first. But what I do, it's a tough referral. Not everyone knows someone who's been injured on the job. So it was, for me personally, it wasn't something I wanted to do long term, but I know David, who got, introduced me to you, he's
Mhm.
been in BNI for over 10 years or so, and it's been tremendously helpful for his business. So that's one way people can network is by joining these organizations that basically they're referral networks, right?
Yes, I agree. So I'm currently in BNI, and so I do get, quite a good referrals, quite a few referrals from my BNI chapter. But there's, I think, more creative ways to network as well, in addition to formal referral networks. So one of the ways that I get clients is through my involvement in the Haitian Lawyers Association. So even though I'm there on a voluntary basis, I do a lot of pro bono. But some of the other attorneys that are also there in that organization, they refer clients to me, and sometimes even my pro bono clients become paid clients in the future. And so it's there's different avenues, including BNI, where people who are interested in opening their own firm could look into for potential referral sources.
So if listeners, if they call me and they want to retain your services, this would be
Mhm.
probate, estate planning, immigration. Am I missing anything?
Real estate closings as well.
Oh, right. So you have a title agency as well, right?
Exactly. So we do title closings through the firm, and I've been doing that since 2021.
Okay. So how did you learn how to do all of these different types of law?
So, funny enough, with immigration, I was doing that since my very first year of law school. I did a lot of volunteer clinics and pro bono to learn how to practice. I think it's a very hands on practice. And every case is different, and every case teaches you how to be a better immigration practitioner. And so that was kind of my training in that regards. And even when I was working for the other firm prior to starting my own, I was still volunteering with immigration clinics and being mentored by immigration attorneys that way. And even now, I continue to be mentored. So I'm so thankful for my network that if questions arise, I'm able to pick up the phone and call someone and be guided in the right path. So that's with the immigration side of things. Estate planning and probate, my third year of law school, I did take wills and trust through my law school, and also did an internship where the firm that I was at, they were doing estate planning and probate as well. So that was kind of my training in that specific field. And then once I decided to open my own firm, I made sure that I did CLEs. I made sure that I joined, sections of the bar like the real property, trust, and estate section of the Florida bar. I made sure I connected with mentors that practice in that field and continue to do CLEs, of course, so that I could better serve my clients in that capacity. Real estate was a little bit more, I guess you could say, traditional. There's this thing called attorney titled fund services where they do formal training for attorneys. And so that was my route. I basically joined a class and was trained, and my underwriter still now they assist on every transaction, and of course mentorship and networking. I have several real estate attorneys that are mentors to me that if something comes up during a transaction, I'm able to call them. And even networking with realtors, some realtors I was able to work with, they were practicing, real estate in their capacity. I say that they're kind of like real estate attorneys as realtors because of how knowledgeable they are. And those realtors taught me as well.
Oh, you were lucky to have so many mentors.
I'm so
'Cause
thankful.
yeah, I mean, I've interviewed a lot of attorneys, and it seems like the collective advice they give is have great mentorship.
It
And
really makes a difference.
yeah, I mean, I didn't really have that. Like, I started a long time ago, and it was kind of like you get thrown to the wolves and you learn on the job, and
Oh
nobody
my
had time.
goodness.
Yeah, and this is before, Chat GPT and all the things that are, AI is incredibly helpful at this point. In fact, my office, they're all in a training meeting about AI right now.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, there's a lot of tools out there now that we just didn't have. But
Completely
yes,
agreed.
what do you do? I mean, you seem like a go-getter, Loune Djenia. What do you do when you are not doing pro bono work and, representing all different types of clients?
So I am a mom and a wife, so that's my priority. I am very family oriented, and myself and my family, we love to go out to eat. We love to travel and try new things. So that's kind of what I do when I do have the time is focus on the family and getting together with my husband and my son and doing as much as we can as he's growing up. He just turned one, but we're enjoying it.
When you said he's growing up, I thought you were going to tell me like 17.
Oh, no, but yeah. Oh, but it feels like it because of how fast it's happening, even though he's only one, but it feels like, wow, I can't believe he's already one.
Yes, and I'm telling you to really enjoy it because you'll blink and he'll be 16 like my daughter. So you
Oh,
have to really
everyone
take it in.
says that.
Yeah, it's not just a cliche, it is the absolute truth. Um, talk to me about, because this stood out to me in your resume. Talk to me about how you were published, and it says something about the Me Too movement and signing away the right to speak.
Oh, that was such an interesting journey. So when I was in law school, I was able to write on to the law review. And with law review, everyone that is accepted is expected to write a piece, but it's not guaranteed that you will be published. So in my case, I enjoyed contracts law in law school, and I was able to ask my contracts professor to be my, I guess you could say, faculty advisor on my piece. And I wanted to write something, with the current events, but tie it to contracts. And somehow we were able to find this kind of law in Florida that talks about um, being able to sign some certain contracts. And it's not a law that's always spoken about. It's almost as if maybe not a lot of people even know it exists. But I was able to make an argument that under this Florida statute, that confidentiality agreements, especially in the context of sexual abuse, shouldn't be allowed in Florida. And so thankfully, I had this great faculty advisor, my contracts professor, and we were able to kind of, find other journals that maybe have discussed the statute, even if it was necessarily in my context. And thankfully, I was able to even be um, published by university. I'm so sorry. The University of Miami Race and Social Justice Review. And since then, I've actually been cited in a few other journals from my piece. So it was a great, great topic, especially around that time. We were dealing with the R. Kelly trial. And even now with what's going on, I feel like with,
Diddy.
Diddy, I feel like
As
this
we wait for a verdict,
conversation,
we're literally waiting for the verdict.
exactly. I feel like this conversation will always be an ongoing conversation. Like, what context should the law protect, these individuals, and should people be allowed to even sign away their right to speak?
And so when you're talking about you found this law, is that the Florida Sunshine in Litigation Act?
Exactly, exactly. And before me, going on to this kind of search, I never even knew about this Florida statute. I never knew anything about it.
I've never
And
heard
it
of
was
it,
just,
quite honestly.
do you see what I mean? And it's still an active law, but it just doesn't have that much, I guess you could say, attention on it. But I could see where Florida, legislators could use this law to prevent certain contracts from being valid in Florida.
I am somewhat obsessed right now with the whole Sean Diddy Combs trial. I've been watching it like very closely, what I can watch, and hearing different commentators on it. So it'll be interesting to see what occurs. My brother's a criminal defense attorney, and according to him, the feds have like a 99% success rate. So, they are
Wow.
they're prosecuting him for federal crimes, and it'll just be wild. It'll be
Oh
wild
my goodness.
if not convicted. Is there any type of law that you have not delved into that you have a little bit of interest in?
So, hmm. It's funny that you brought up criminal law because when I wanted to be an attorney as you know, many, many years ago, because I wanted to be an attorney since I was like 8, 9 years old,
Oh,
I
wow.
had originally thought I was going to go into criminal law. Even when I originally signed up for college, my my major was going to be criminal justice, and the first semester I ended up switching it to business instead. But that's one area of the law that I have not delved into yet, and it's interesting to me enough from the outside looking in. I have several friends that practice criminal defense law, and it's just a matter of having another attorney at the firm because there's only so much one person can do. And I have great friends and great mentors and great support system that tell me that I can do all the things, but at the same time, I know for the sake of better serving my clients that it does help to have focuses. And so criminal law, I could see Askew and Associates PA doing it in the future. It just may not be me personally.
I feel like there's a whole branding road you can go on with Askew and Associates. Just the pronunciation, my mind is just always thinking lately about branding. So
Please
our
share, please.
yeah, so our firm, it used to just be our names. It started as the Isaacs law firm, then it was Ben Harrow and Isaacs, but nobody knew what we did. So um my husband, who's also one of my partners, he, I think, came up with the genius idea to change the name, and we are workinjuryrights.com. And, that pretty much tells the client what we do. Although we do get a lot of calls for employment cases like, hey, I've been fired. And that's not what we do. We do literal work injuries. But I was just thinking that the way you pronounce your name, Askew, I could just see like 1-800 ask me or something like that. I don't know. I'm just
I love that. We try to play on it every so often. We have a segment on our social media platforms called Ask Askew.
Perfect. So you're already onto it.
We're trying. We're doing our best.
Yeah, you're already onto it. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much. I know you are a very busy lady, and I appreciate you coming on the podcast. If anyone out there needs a probate lawyer, a real estate attorney, or closing, or help with immigration, why don't you tell people how they can reach you?
Awesome. Well, thanks again for having me. Our
You're welcome.
office number is 954-546-2699. We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4:30, and we are closed all major holidays. They could also visit our website, www.askewlawpa.com. So askewlawpa.com. And we are also on social media platforms under that same name, askewlawpa.com or askewlawpa. And yes, I'll be more than happy to help in those areas.
Now, do you just cover, in terms of the real estate closings, just Broward County, or do you go all over?
No, we're all over Florida. Our firm is set up to work virtually and remotely, and we work with notaries that can travel to the client, and we also do online closings. So with estate, probate, real estate, we're able to do all over Florida, and with immigration law, we help in all 50 states in the U.S.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you do not have to be barred in every state to do
Not
that?
for immigration because it's considered
Ah.
federal law.
Oh, excellent. And what I did forget to ask you is, can you also service Hispanic clientele for immigration? Do you speak Spanish?
So I don't speak Spanish, and unfortunately, our Spanish speaker, their last day was this Friday. So we're
Okay.
trying to replace our Spanish speaker in the office, but we do assist Spanish speakers as well. Normally, we do have a Spanish speaker in the office.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you again. And I will definitely send anyone. I mean, I have a lot of clientele that needs help with immigration, so I'll be sending them your way.
Please keep us in mind, and we appreciate it. And of course, if we have clients that, come to us for work injuries, now you'll be our number one person.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Success of a Hot Mess. If you loved what you heard today, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a beat. And hey, sharing is caring. Share this podcast with your friends, family, and anyone who could use a dose of inspiration. Until next time, keep rocking those hot mess moments with style and grace. Cheers.